Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that has intrigued humanity for centuries: dragons. These magnificent mythical creatures have captivated our imaginations for generations, inspiring countless stories, legends, and works of art. But what if these creatures weren't entirely mythical? Could dragons have actually existed? It's a question that has puzzled scientists, historians, and dreamers alike. While the scientific community generally considers dragons to be the stuff of legends, there are compelling reasons to at least consider the possibility that these creatures might have once roamed the earth. Join us now as we embark on a journey to explore 10 compelling reasons why dragons might not be entirely confined to the realm of fantasy.
Our journey begins in the mists of time, where stories were passed down through generations through oral traditions. Dragons hold a prominent place in the myths and legends of cultures all around the globe. From the sinuous serpentine dragons of Chinese mythology to the fire-breathing behemoths of European folklore, these creatures appear time and again in diverse forms throughout human history. In ancient China, dragons were benevolent and wise, associated with good fortune, prosperity, and the life-giving forces of water and weather. They were believed to control rivers, lakes, and seas, and their images adorned temples, palaces, and homes as symbols of power and auspiciousness. The ancient Egyptians, too, had their share of dragon-like entities. Apep, the serpent god of chaos, embodied darkness and destruction, constantly battling the sun god Ra for supremacy. This epic struggle between order and chaos, embodied by a dragon-like creature, highlights the universal appeal of these mythical beasts. Across the Atlantic, in Mesoamerica, the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl played a significant role in Aztec and Mayan mythology. This deity, often depicted as a serpent with feathers, was associated with knowledge, wisdom, and creation. The prevalence of dragon-like figures in these vastly different cultures suggests a shared fascination with these creatures, a fascination that may stem from a deeper, perhaps even primal connection. But why dragons? Why have these creatures, so different from any known animal, captured the human imagination so completely? Could it be that these stories passed down through generations hold a kernel of truth, a distant memory of a time when creatures resembling dragons walked the earth? While we cannot say for certain, the sheer ubiquity of dragons in human storytelling is a compelling starting point for our exploration.
Fast forward now to a time when humans began to unearth the remains of a long-vanished world, the age of dinosaurs. Imagine the awe and terror that must have gripped our ancestors as they unearthed the colossal skeletons of creatures unlike anything they had ever seen. Could these discoveries have planted the seeds for the dragon legends that would later flourish? The sheer size and power of dinosaurs with their massive teeth, claws, and bony crests would have been a sight to behold. It's not difficult to imagine how these remains, unearthed centuries or even millennia ago, could have been interpreted through the lens of myth and legend. Consider the skull of a triceratops, with its imposing horns and bony frill. To someone unfamiliar with the concept of dinosaurs, it might easily resemble the skull of a dragon, particularly if partially embedded in rock or eroded by time. Or picture the long, serpentine vertebrae of a sauropod, stretching out like the remains of a colossal serpent. Such a discovery could easily be misconstrued as the backbone of a dragon, fueling tales of these mythical beasts. Even dinosaur footprints, fossilized in stone, could have inspired awe and fear. The sight of such massive tracks, unlike anything made by known animals, could have easily been attributed to creatures of extraordinary size and power, creatures like dragons. The discovery of dinosaur bones, particularly in cultures without a scientific framework for understanding them, could have easily sparked tales of dragons and other mythical creatures.
In the medieval period, dragons were often considered real creatures, both feared and revered. Medieval bestiaries frequently featured dragons, described in great detail. These descriptions often incorporated elements of real animals. Dragons were depicted with features of snakes, lizards, bats, and birds. Marco Polo, the famed Venetian explorer, described creatures resembling dragons. In his travels to the Orient, Polo noted their serpentine bodies, clawed feet, and fiery breath. Scholars believe these accounts highlight the prevalence of dragon lore. Medieval chronicles are replete with accounts of dragon sightings. These accounts offer a glimpse into a time when myth and reality blurred.
One of the most compelling aspects of the dragon myth is its global reach. Cultures separated by vast distances and oceans with no known contact often developed remarkably similar dragon lore. Could this be a mere coincidence, or does it hint at something more profound? From the serpentine dragons of Chinese mythology to the fire-breathing wyverns of European folklore, certain core characteristics remain remarkably consistent. These shared features include a reptilian or serpentine body, clawed feet, sharp teeth, and often the ability to fly or breathe fire. The prevalence of these shared characteristics across cultures is striking. It suggests that the dragon archetype might be rooted in something more than mere imagination. Could it be that these cultures, separated by time and distance, were drawing upon a shared wellspring of human experience, perhaps encounters with creatures that resembled dragons? Consider the similarities between the Chinese dragon and the feathered serpent god, Quetzalcoatl of Mesoamerica. Both are serpentine creatures associated with water, rain, and the heavens. While their cultural contexts differ, their core characteristics are strikingly similar, suggesting a possible convergence on a shared archetype. The widespread belief in dragons, with remarkable consistency in their descriptions, is a puzzle that continues to intrigue researchers. While skeptics argue that these similarities can be attributed to the power of human imagination or the spread of myths through trade and exploration, others believe they point to a deeper truth, a shared ancestral memory of creatures that resembled dragons. Could it be that our ancestors, scattered across the globe, encountered creatures that sparked the dragon myth? While we may never know for sure, the uncanny similarities in dragon descriptions from around the world offer a tantalizing clue in our search for these elusive creatures.
While the idea of dragons roaming the earth might seem far-fetched, it's worth considering whether more mundane explanations could be at play. Could sightings of real animals, exaggerated through storytelling and the passage of time, have contributed to the dragon myth? Imagine, for instance, a group of ancient people encountering a large constrictor snake, perhaps a python or anaconda for the first time. These snakes, capable of swallowing large prey whole, could easily inspire tales of monstrous serpents. Or picture the discovery of a Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard on Earth. With its powerful legs, sharp claws, and venomous bite, the Komodo dragon could easily be perceived as a fearsome beast, particularly if encountered in the wild. Even sightings of crocodiles or alligators, with their armored bodies, powerful jaws, and aquatic habits, could have contributed to dragon lore. The Nile crocodile, for example, was revered and feared in ancient Egypt, often associated with the god Sobek. The possibility of misidentification extends beyond reptiles. Some researchers have speculated that sightings of large birds of prey, such as eagles or condors, could have contributed to the development of winged dragon myths. These birds, with their sharp talons, keen eyesight, and ability to soar effortlessly on air currents, could easily be perceived as fearsome predators. It's also worth considering that natural phenomena, such as lightning strikes, volcanic eruptions, or even meteor showers, might have been interpreted through the lens of myth and legend, contributing to tales of fire-breathing dragons or celestial serpents. While misidentification alone cannot fully account for the pervasiveness of the dragon myth, it's plausible that encounters with real animals, combined with human imagination and the tendency to exaggerate stories over time, played a significant role in shaping these enduring legends.
Let's delve into historical accounts suggesting the existence of large reptilian creatures that might have fueled dragon legends. These accounts offer intriguing glimpses into a time when the natural world held many more secrets. In ancient Greece, tales of the Hydra, a multi-headed serpent slain by Heracles, captured the imagination. Some scholars believe the Hydra might have been based on exaggerated accounts of a real animal, perhaps a large water snake or monitor lizard. Pliny the Elder, a Roman naturalist, wrote of monstrous serpents in Africa, describing them as so large they could devour elephants. In West Africa, the legend of the Ninki Nanka, a dragon-like creature in the Gambia River, persists. Described with a serpentine body, crocodilian scales, and a horse-like head, the Ninki Nanka remains unconfirmed. Could creatures resembling dragons have once roamed the earth, inspiring legends that have captivated humanity for centuries?